As a child, I used to have dreams of monsters, ghosts and zombies. I'd wake up screaming. My mum, on the other hand, told me that her dreams comprised of big waves, light switches that wouldn't turn on, and school exams. That doesn't sound so bad, I thought to myself. But now those are the only kinds of dreams that I have too. And while I don't wake up screaming, some of them aren't great. Just the other night, I dreamt that I was in an unfamiliar house and the lights wouldn't turn on. What gets me about these dreams is that there's never a monster that jumps out at me, just the feeling that something might, and that something bad is about to happen and that I must leave the house as soon as I can. It's funny where my mind goes during these dreams. A sudden regret that I hadn't mastered the circuit breaker in our new house, trying to figure out which computer component was causing the problems, and how I'd identify it through process of elimination. There was something new about the one I had the other night, mind. There was Fluffykins, and I remember being concerned for her and beckoning her out of the house with me, and we both just stood there outside the front door, looking up the stairs into total darkness, half expecting something to emerge. The big wave dreams that I have are thrilling. My mum is terrified of big waves. That's why I showed her Interstellar at Christmas. For me, it's always unusually large waves that are sloshing about in a seaside town somewhere, and nobody else seems to be taking it seriously. They'll all just be hanging about, diving in, dodging these massive surges as they roll up the streets. And there's always an oh no moment as I misjudge a wave and it sends me shooting into the air or deep beneath it. From what I can recall, I can breathe underwater in dreams, so it's just seeing everyone treating something so dangerous with so little caution that gets me about these. So I wouldn't call these dreams scary, but they're definitely exhilarating. And they come with that feeling that you get as you look over the edge of something and there's a very big drop down the other side. Perhaps because of recent situations, I dreamt that I looked at my girlfriend and thought, she's a man. Stubble, Adam's apple, manly looking face, and me trying to figure out how I'd never noticed this before. Should it even matter? And does this mean I'm gay? This dream of mine focused around my own feelings of guilt and confusion and not wanting to hurt somebody else for my own mistakes, but I can imagine such a dream would crush some people. Speaking of self-loathing, what about those dreams where a friend of yours betrays you? You wake up at the end still angry and needing closure, but there's absolutely nowhere and nobody to blame this on. Apart from yourself. Why are you doing this to yourself, brain? Video games have tainted my subconscious. I'm sure I have some kind of quick save feature that helps me to avoid or to bypass the scariest situations. As a child, I mastered the art of screaming in a dream. And because your body's paralysed at the time, that's a very particular sounding scream that I don't think you can do while you're awake. I very seldom dream of my current situation in life, but frequently dream of previous ones, like visiting grandparents' houses, or returning to places that I've worked in the past. The place I disliked working at in real life always comes back to haunt me as dreams of confusion and embarrassment at being back there, and trying to justify why I'm there in my head. But the place I enjoyed working in real life is always a positive dream. But it's like I have a dream version of that place that I visit every time, and certain things about it are always there that were never there in real life. Even though I know these dreams are based on a lie, I still wake up thinking I should get a job back there again. Unfortunately, I don't have that dream so often. What I do get, maybe like 50% of the time now, are dreams of exams. Almost always maths or science, at secondary school level, and I'm not prepared for them. They may be coming up next week, or maybe next term, or maybe they're coming up sometime really soon, but I'm too scared to check the calendar to know exactly when. Everyone else in the class seems ready for these exams, but I know that even if I dedicated all my spare time to them, then I'm still going to fail them miserably. It's a real kick in the teeth, because I never felt like that at the time. And these dreams have got clever. I stop and think, wait, I finished my exams decades ago. But then my mind's like, yeah, but there was that one you never did. And so you've got to go back and do that one now. So my mind has got really good at making up bullshit backstories to try and make sense of this again. It's funny how real dreams are to the people having them and how little anybody else cares when you try to tell them about them. But the reason I made this video is because I've unintentionally followed in my mum's footsteps, and having now googled these dreams, I see that a bunch of other people have the exact same ones. About things which we seldom experience in real life, yet for some reason our subconscious seems to obsess over them. I'm not one for dream interpretations. I don't think that my teeth falling out is a sign that I fear losing what I hold dear. What does that mean anyway? Of course we all fear losing things that are dear to us. I think it's a very lazy interpretation. But I also dislike the interpretations because I think dreams are a load of rubbish. It's just strange how limited our dreams playlists are, and how the content changes as we grow older.